Hey guys, I wanted to make a quick video about this new anime that has been on my reading list for a while. I've been wanting to read the manga for a while, but you know, you want to get into so many different series and you start having a backlog of series that you know your list keeps on building up as newer manga or newer shows keep coming out. So I've never really gotten to it, but the anime version of it just came out and it's called Kaiju No.8. Maybe some of you guys have already heard of it or read it, but I just I watched the first episode and holy crap, was it good, bro. So just for a quick breakdown of the premises, there's this world where kaiju, giant monsters, appear. And let me just show you this quick clip of the start of it. Just imagine that coming at you. Imagine you're one of these guys standing right there. Let me play that one more time. Yeah. And it's a common thing that happens in this world where these kaiju appear and you see people reacting to it on the TV, civilians being evacuated, and you have this huge old beast that appears and the response team starts moving towards it. And these guys are Division 3, and there's multiple divisions, but there's a popular division, and they come in and take care of the monster and they take it out. So, and that's the start of Kaiju No.8, and this is our main character, Kafka, and he's a part of the cleaning crew. You know, after the response team have done fighting, you know, the big heroes, they're the secondary heroes that nobody kind of cares about. And they come in and do up the cleaning work. I'm trying to find a quick clip right here. Give me a sec. Yeah, right here. And you see these two pass by each other, and we find out they actually have a history. And when they were younger, they made a promise to each other to join. I forget the name of this. I'm just gonna call it the Kaiju Fighting Force. That they're gonna both join the Kaiju Fighting Force. But when he took the test, he didn't make it, and he became a cleaning worker. Here, you see in the room, he's in his 30s now. He's 32, and he's thinking back, and he's thinking, shouldn't I be satisfied? I have good work. I have a roof over my head. I can eat whenever. Why am I still thinking about this? You know? And one day they get in a newbie. This guy, Ichikawa, I believe his name is Ichikawa. And Ichikawa wants to join the fighting force. And it starts convicting Kafka over here, our main character. Kafka is showing him the ropes. He's looking out for him on the job. But at the end here, Ichikawa comes up to Kafka and tells him that they've actually raised the application age for the fighting force, and that he thinks that Kafka should give it another shot, because when he was talking to him earlier, Kafka kind of looked down, you know. So Kafka says thank you, and Ichikawa kind of tries to play it off like, oh, I don't really care or anything, but you can tell he cares, like he's sweet. And while they're having their conversation, they get rudely interrupted by this thing, but Kafka saves him and tells him to run, to go and call it in. And Kafka, he's leading it away, and he's still thinking back to when he and his female friend here made a promise. What's her name again? Her name is Ashiro, or as he calls her, Mina Ashiro. When he and she made the promise of joining the force, he's going through this. He's leading the monster away. It's about to get him, but Ichikawa returns and says, hey, I called it in, but if I just abandoned you entirely, I wouldn't be able to join the fighting force. You know, he wouldn't be the type of a person he wants to be. And since he calls it in, they manage to come, and Ashiro saves him. They shoot the monster, and they get medical care. They get taken to the hospital. And here, Ichikawa tells him one more time. He tells him, thank you. You're actually pretty cool out there. And so Kafka becomes resolute in taking the exam one more time and trying out again. And he says something here to Ichikawa. He says that, for the record, I don't think that giving up is always bad, but I'm pretty sure that lying to yourself is. And he doesn't want to be lying to himself. He doesn't want to just say that he is content when he isn't. So if he has another chance to take the course, he's gonna do it. So he's going for it. And then right as they're talking, Like this even caught me by surprise. Like I saw the wings of this thing beating in the background, and I just thought it was like the fan on the ceiling or something. But then he takes his hand away, and it's like this tiny kaiju, and it says "Found you," and then it just jumps into his mouth, and he starts freaking out. And Ichikawa's like, "What's going on?" And when he turns the curtain, Kafka's turning into a kaiju, and they're still freaking out. They're talking to each other, but this old guy comes into the room, and he immediately, not knowing what's going on, he calls it in. He picks up his phone and calls it in, and they're like, we got to get out of here. And that was pretty much episode 1, but it was so good though. Oh yeah, the end scene here, a little bit of the end scene. We see Ashiro, and she's actually thinking about him. You know, she still remembers him, and then they get the call that a kaiju has appeared at the hospital, and now she and her team are on the way to look for it and take care of it. So that's the first episode of Kaiju number 8. Just the visual appearance of it too, you know, it's so good. Like I read the first chapter of the manga for the first episode, and it doesn't even compare. Like they add some more scenes than the manga, you know. So this is definitely one that I'm going to keep up with as it airs weekly. The second episode just came out as well, so I'm going to hop into that and watch that. And just a recommendation, you know, I wanted to let you guys know it's a definite must watch. I think you guys would enjoy it as well. Give it a search, and I'll talk to you guys next time.